Lionel Messi, 38 years old, 6 World Cups, already the all-time top scorer in World Cup history. Cristiano Ronaldo, 41 years old, 6 World Cups, the most capped international player ever. Both still here, both still playing, both still scoring. And for the first time in history, there is a real, actual, mathematically confirmed path for these two men to meet each other in a World Cup final. One match, one trophy, the greatest rivalry in football history. July 19th, New Jersey. But here's the thing. For it to happen, every single thing has to go right for both of them. 5 times in a row. No slip-ups, no upsets, no injuries. Let us walk through exactly how this happens match by match and decide if it is actually possible. First, why can they only meet in the final and nowhere else? Because the bracket is fixed. Argentina and Portugal are on completely opposite sides of the draw. That means they cannot meet in the round of 32, the round of 16, or even the quarterfinals. The bracket keeps them apart until the very last game. The only place these two men can share a football pitch at this World Cup is the final on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. That is it. One chance, one game. Everything has to go perfectly for both of them to get there. So let us build the path, step by step. Why does this matter so much? Because this is almost certainly the last World Cup either of them will ever play. Messi is 38. Ronaldo is 41. Nobody plays international football at this level past 42. Nobody. They have spent 20 years dominating this sport. Between them, they have won 12 Ballon d'Or awards. They have broken every record this game has ever produced. And in all of that time, they have never played each other at a World Cup. Not once. In 6 World Cups each. The closest they ever came was 2022 in Qatar, when Argentina and Portugal were on a potential collision course. But Argentina won it all, and Portugal got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Morocco. They never met. This is the last chance, and the bracket has left the door open just barely. Let us start with Messi and Argentina. Step 1, round of 32, July 3rd, Miami. Argentina versus Cape Verde. Yes, the same Cape Verde that just held Spain, drew Uruguay, and made history. Argentina are massive favorites. Messi has already broken the all-time World Cup scoring record with 18 goals this tournament. Argentina won their group with 9 points from 9. This should be the most straightforward game on their entire path. But remember, this is a knockout game. One mistake and it is over. Step 2, round of 16, July 7th, Atlanta. If Argentina win, they face the winner of Australia versus Egypt. Neither Australia nor Egypt are in the top 10 of world football. This is the softest possible round of 16 match Argentina could have drawn. On paper, this is the game where Messi rests and the squad rotates. Argentina should get through. Step 3, quarterfinal, July 11th, Kansas City. This is where it gets interesting. Argentina's likely opponent here is either Colombia or Switzerland, whoever wins their side of the bracket. Colombia finished top of their group above Portugal. Switzerland won their group too. Either one is a real test. But Argentina have been here before. They won this tournament in 2022. They know how to win knockout games under pressure. If Messi is fit and firing Argentina get through. Step 4, semifinal, July 15th, Atlanta. The last 4. On Argentina's side of the semifinal bracket sits the winner from the quadrant containing Brazil, Japan, Mexico, Ecuador, England, and DR Congo. The most likely opponent here, if you follow the seeds, is Brazil or England. Brazil versus Argentina in a World Cup semifinal, or Argentina versus England on American soil. Either one is one of the biggest matches in football history. This is the hardest game on Messi's path. But Argentina beat France in a penalty shootout in the 2022 final. Messi wins finals. He has done it before. If Argentina win their semifinal, Messi is in the World Cup final. Now for Ronaldo. And this is where it gets genuinely brutal. Portugal did not have a great group stage. They drew with DR Congo. They drew with Colombia. They only properly dominated Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan were the worst team in the tournament. Portugal finished second in their group, and finishing second handed them one of the toughest paths in the entire draw. Step 1, round of 32, July 2nd, Toronto. Portugal versus Croatia. Croatia. Luka Modric. The team that reached the World Cup semifinal in both 2018 and 2022. A side famous for grinding out wins on penalties in knockout football. This is not an easy opener. Ronaldo is 41. He has played almost every minute of Portugal's group games. He is still scoring. He became the first player ever to score at 6 World Cups. But Portugal have looked slow, stagnant, and over-reliant on him. This game could go to extra time. It could go to penalties. For Messi versus Ronaldo to happen, Portugal must beat Croatia. First hurdle. Step 2, round of 16, July 6th or 7th. Portugal versus Spain. Yes, Spain. European champions. The team that just won Group H with 7 points, conceded almost nothing, and have Lamine Yamal coming off the bench. This is the match that most analysts think ends Portugal's tournament. Spain have been one of the best teams at this World Cup. Ronaldo versus Spain's backline. Portugal's slow midfield against Spain's relentless pressing. This is the game that makes or breaks the Messi versus Ronaldo final dream. If Portugal lose, here it is over. For Messi versus Ronaldo to happen, Portugal must beat Spain. Step 3, quarterfinal, July 11th or 12th. If Portugal somehow beats Spain, they likely face the winner from the USA, Belgium, Senegal quadrant of the bracket. The United States on home soil or a strong Senegal side. This would be Portugal's third brutal game in a row. Croatia, Spain, then USA or Senegal. For Messi versus Ronaldo to happen, Portugal must win this too. Step 4 semifinal. July 15th or 16th. Portugal's semifinal opponent would likely come from the quadrant containing Germany, France, Netherlands, Morocco, Canada, Ivory Coast, and Norway. The most likely opponent France. Kylian Mbappe, the most informed team at this entire World Cup, 9 points plus 8 goal difference in the group stage. Dembele with a hat-trick. France are the favorites to win this whole tournament. Portugal versus France in a semifinal. Ronaldo versus Mbappe. The old guard versus the new. For Messi versus Ronaldo to happen, Portugal must beat France. So let us be honest about what actually has to happen. For this final to be real, Portugal need to beat Croatia, then Spain, then USA or Senegal, then France. 4 consecutive knockout games against increasingly difficult opposition. At least one of those, Spain or France, is considered a favorite to win the entire tournament. Meanwhile, Argentina need to beat Cape Verde, then Australia or Egypt, then Colombia or Switzerland, then Brazil or England. Argentina's path is genuinely easier. Messi has the softer route. The bracket was kind to him. Ronaldo's path is a mountain. But here is what nobody is saying out loud. Portugal have Cristiano Ronaldo. And Ronaldo, at 41 years old, in his last World Cup, chasing the one trophy he has never won, that is not a player you count out. This is the man who came back from career-ending injuries twice, who still scored in all 3 group games, who is still the hungriest player in world football, and Messi already has the World Cup. He won it in Qatar. He has nothing left to prove, which actually makes him the most dangerous player in the tournament, a man playing purely for love of the game. So here is where we stand. For Messi versus Ronaldo to happen, 7 things all need to go right. Argentina beat Cape Verde. Argentina beat Australia or Egypt. Argentina beat Colombia or Switzerland. Argentina beat Brazil or England. Portugal beat Croatia. Portugal beat Spain. Portugal beat USA or Senegal. Portugal beat France. Then and only then, on July 19th in New Jersey, Messi and Ronaldo share a World Cup pitch for the first time in history. 20 years of rivalry, 12 Ballon d'Ors between them, 6 World Cups each, and 1 final game. Is it likely? Honestly, no. Portugal's path is extraordinarily difficult. Is it possible? Completely. 100% yes. And that is the thing about football. The bracket does not care about logic. If you are new to football and someone asks you why billions of people watch this sport, tell them about this. 2 of the greatest athletes who have ever lived, both 38 and 41 years old, both still here, both still fighting. And one bracket decided by a random draw in December that says the only way they meet is in the final. July 19th, New Jersey, the World Cup final. Football does not script things this perfectly, except right now, it just might have. Subscribe, because if this final actually happens, you are going to want to understand everything about it.